Even though we already had 5 biological children, God had planted that seed several years before for us to adopt. And I came to Ken and I told him that I felt like that we needed to adopt.
And I have to admit, when she first came to me with the plan of adoption, having 5 children, I was shocked, didn't know what to do, so I told her I needed to pray about it and think about it because I wasn't totally on board with the idea. And then one day at church, Jonathan was giving his normal great sermon, and he brought up a book called Crazy Love. And I went out and bought the book, and once I read it, I knew that God was speaking to us as a family to go ahead and proceed with the adoption. So
the first time that we met Tatum, they brought her into the room to us, and she was in layers of clothing, all boy clothing. And they just handed her to us, and I knew at that moment that that was the child that God had put in our lives. She was beautiful. She was perfect. We played on the floor for 30 minutes with her, and then they took her away. And I knew at that moment that yes, we were accepting her.
Since Tatum got home and is around us as a family, she's had more of an impact on our life than we could ever imagine. She's done more for us than we could ever do for her. She's truly a blessing. The children and how they interact with her and play with her and are excited to see her and teach her things is tremendous to the family. And the way that everybody's kind of rallied around her, grandparents, uncles, aunts, it's just it's been a blessing for everybody. I would just say to anybody that's considering adoption, if that seed's even planted somewhere in you, to be open-minded about the things. I have to admit, when Terry first came to me, it wasn't that I was against adoption. I think I was more against what people thought. We already had 5 children, and so I was more worried about telling people and what they would think. And you just need to set all those things aside. And if God's calling you any way to proceed with an adoption, I think you just need to set all the earthly things aside and pursue what you've been called to do.